We're chilling in Cedar Rapids. This is the DudeBroDudes Podcast, episode 3. I am the one and only Gengareth, joined by, as always, young Nuggy, and today we have a special guest, the GAWD.
What to do and what it don't do. What was good?
Oh, baby, we're back. Special guest. Oh, man. Who would have thought?
Crazy, right? Crazy.
We're pushing the boundaries, keeping people on their toes.
Oh, man.
How
I'm
does
gonna
it
run
feel?
out of toes.
Oh, babe. We're getting on toes this early in the podcast. I thought that'd be like at least like a midsection topic. Right?
I mean, jump right into it, right?
Yeah.
Plot twist, secret episode. We have unseen footage.
Oh my word! How? Wait, is what time is it for you, Harley? Right now, it's early, right?
It's about yeah, it's early. Nah, it's perfect time. 11:35 a.m.
Okay.
So we good.
You're not usually up this early though, right? Like this is all Noggy's fault basically that you're.
What do you mean, brother?
I mean, I don't want to blame anyone, but I'm not an early bird. I like to wake up around 10:30 or so. Man told me to get up at 10, so I woke up at 8, and then 9, and then 10.
All right, let's run the track back real story this time. So I'm on Discord. I'm the middleman. I'm hitting up G. I'm hitting up Harley. I'm like, all right, I'm in people's streams. Like, what time's working for you? What time's working for you? I'm over here like, I'll wake up whenever.
I said, I'll do whatever y'all want me to do.
That's what I said. G's like, but mom, I can't record too late. I've got to be quiet. And like, so is it on me?
I mean, first of all, GTA RP character when? Because that was quite immaculate for your first. It was more Australian than British. I'm not gonna.
That's why you're a little turned on right now.
Don't put me on blast like that, dude. Australian accents hit different, as you said.
Dude,
they really
Australia in general hits different. I don't know what they put in that water, but people in Australia good looking. I'm gonna just throw that one out there. You can take it and leave it. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree.
Dude,
you know,
one of my friends was from Australia. Used to be a streamer. Surprising, shocker, right there. He used to have a streamer friend. He recently got married. Great Australian bloke. Wife from Canada. Yeah, he's moving on with his life, and I'm over here like, what am I doing?
That's good. Married?
Yeah.
Kids?
No kids yet. I keep roasting him because he's a religious fella, and like to each their own. Definitely respect it. Like whatever you choose to do in life,
right.
Yeah, go for it. But like common trope is like no bang until marriage. So I've been roasting him like, man, you're finally gonna get laid, aren't you? Like dude's like 30. I've been hitting him with that a few times.
Yeah, I don't know this day and age. I don't think I would want kids. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I'm good.
I'm go back and forth. I think I'm indecisive.
Well, going back and forth gets kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do enough of that, boom, 9 months later, you got a little byproduct, but...
This episode is brought to you by Sex Ed featuring Nuggy.
Children, they're just byproduct.
Okay. Okay, dude. So first guest. I'm not gonna front. We don't prepare for these.
Wait,
which is the best thing ever.
which is good, right? We're developing our own style, but we've not had a guest on before, so we're trying something new. But I don't want to hit you with all the questions right away, right? We'll just kind of vibe it out. But there is a story that you started telling at one point, and I want to hear an elaborated version.
A story?
Yes.
Okay.
The story of how you got into photography. Because I remember you telling it to me on your stream, but you said there was a lot more to it. And I was very interested to hear about it.
Yeah. What I told you was just kind of like the gist of it because I didn't, you don't want to get too. At times, I don't want to get too deep into it, and just all of a sudden have this rant and rave going on for about an hour, and people are like, all right, like enough, But
That is
yeah, I
literally
mean,
all we do here. So go right ahead.
dang man, I mean, I guess I can just start from the beginning, pretty much. I mean, I had I had no passion for it at all. I had no interest in doing photos. Um, and one day, I was working at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles for the Lakers, and then a position opened up to work at Barney's New York in Beverly Hills. I was looking for something different, got the job, and was working there for a little bit. And I was surrounded by like fashion. That's all you saw was like fashion models, fashion magazines, the clothing, like that's it. And it kind of grew on me because I used to wear nothing but like baggy jeans and like three XL Pro Club t-shirts,
Yeah, but that's the New York. Hold up.
Yeah, exactly. So that I changed my style when I was there. It was more the tighter pants, the V-necks or button-up shirts and polos and stuff like that. So, my style changed. And during that time I had a coworker who pretty much disliked me. I don't know if you ever worked at a retail shop before, but have you ever had that one person at your job that just does not like you for whatever reason it is? I don't know if you
It-
had that, but
It's
Not in
bound to
retail,
happen.
but yes.
okay. Well, I guess anything as far as a 9 to 5, you have that one person. But
If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. That's what
yeah, I
I've been
say
told.
that all the time. That's my favorite line. It's so true. You gotta have haters. You're not doing it's true. You're not doing your job right if you don't have it. And I came to work. I was late to work every day. Let's put it first and foremost. If I had to be at work at 9 to 6, I wasn't there till about 11:30. Um,
Oh,
and if I had to be at work, there was two different schedules, 9 to 6, and then like 11:45 to like 7:15. And if I had to be there at 11, I wasn't there till 1.
is that like a
Um,
traffic thing or?
no, this started happening when I decided to start taking photos, and that all happened when uh little dude, I'm just gonna call him little dude. Dude had a ducktail, whatever you want to call it. And he like ratted out on me because I came to work with a sandwich and I wanted to eat. I was hungry, so let me eat in peace in the stock room and get to work. But he want to go run up, to the little boss, boss lady, and the man's eating downstairs with a sandwich. He's not supposed to, and I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? So I get written up. And I'm kind of hot and I'm just sitting down, just trying to blow off some steam. And, one of my coworkers is there just reading some magazine at the time. And I'm just walking back and forth like, dude, I'm tired of working for the man. I'm tired of like working for somebody. Like, this isn't my life. This isn't what I want to do. I want to work for myself. Um, and the first thing that came out of his mouth was like, yo, why don't you just take pictures for a living? And, I'm so mad at the time. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it. But then he threw a little wrench in there. He's like, if you're not doing this legit for a year, you owe me $300.
Oh man, he was trying to get that little come up. He was trying to scam a
Yeah,
little kid.
real quick, and that kind of hit me because I'm like, that's my pay. We got paid every week, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's like my paycheck right there. And I'm not the type that's like, I love gambling. Not gambling, not a bad. Hold on, let me take that back. I like whatever. I like gambling, but not
Yeah,
that type.
Diamond Resort Casino when let's throw some game time on the line.
I'm all for it. But it was kind of interesting. And I said, you know what? Fine. If you're not a designer or something, I just pull something out of my butt. Like if you're not a designer, you owe me $300 at the time, $300. And we shook on it. And that very next day, I called my dad and I go, hey, do you have a camera I can borrow? Because I know he has a digital camera. He's like, yeah, yeah, sure, son, come on over, So I go over and he pulls out the camera and it's like this fucking fossil of a camera, like, iron, like just pure, wind. You got to open it up, put the film in there. I didn't know how to use this shit. And I was just like, what is this? And he's like, well, if you want to learn, you're going to have to do this, you know? I was kind of mad. I was like, dude, you have a digital camera here. Like, why can't you give me this? He's like, well, no, this is how you're going to learn. But later on, looking at it, I'm glad he did it because he really taught me the fundamentals of it, you know, using that old school camera. And that's kind of where it started. And I started buying film at, you know, CVS's and Rite Aids and Walmarts and A&I shops that are no longer around anymore. And we're shooting film, just shooting trees and like plants, cups, peanut butter, rocks, like anything, you know. And every time I shot, all my film was just completely black. I would turn it into A&I and it come back and it was black. And then, you know, you turn it into A&I again, it comes back, it's all clear. I think like the third or fourth time I went back, he's like, dude, is this you? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, every time you come in, your film is always messed up. And I'm like, well, are you guys doing something that's messing it up? And he's like, no, you're doing something. He's like, what kind of camera you have? And I show him the camera and he kind of told me, he's like, you see this little red dot in here? Like when you look in, he's like, try to get that in the center and then you'll get a proper exposure. And then from there, I was like, okay. Then did another shooting telephone poles and whatnot. And I started to see that it was working. Yeah. And it was fun, but I wanted a little bit more of a challenge. And this was at a time where I wanted to take pictures of people, but didn't know how to do it because I didn't want to seem like some type of person, like a creep or anything, you know, like it's like it comes off. I can understand how people will feel. So I asked this guy at work named Marvin. I was like, yo, like, how do you, you know, is there any way I can find a way to take pictures of people? And he told me a site to go to, which was Model Mayhem. And I signed up on Model Mayhem and it just felt so weird. Like there's some creepy stuff on there, dude. And I just imagine. I felt so out of pocket. I was like, this isn't what I want to do. You know, I made the account and I just let it sit there. I was like, nah, this ain't it. You know? And then I just started shooting people at the job. I was like, hey, you want to take pictures? You know, they're like, sure. And I started taking pictures of them. And like everyone that I worked with. And then people started wanting pictures and I started shooting. And that's kind of where I was late to work every day because I would take the pictures, go home, edit them that same night, and then send it to them in their email and then go to sleep and then wake up and do the same thing the next day.
Were there any days that you felt like, because this is pretty early into the process of you taking photos, like you stuck with it, but like, were there any points where you felt like maybe this isn't what I want to do? Because this wasn't like anything you had preconceived interests in. It was just like some guy at your job hit you with the, hey, take photos. No. Were there days starting off you didn't feel like, oh, this might not be it?
Yeah,
why am I doing this?
Seems like you jumped in like at the deep end as well. Like just
I kind of enjoyed it. It was cool because I got to meet new people. You know, I got to like, you know, you meet a different personality every day. And it's just super cool to hang out and learn from them and also just like make people happy. It was so cool to take pictures and people be like, wow, you know, I can never look like this. Like I look great. And you could see the confidence in them, you know, like that's kind of what started making me drive more towards like, yo, this is cool. Like I enjoy this, you know? And just kept doing it. And then I wanted to reach out instead of doing, you know, taking pictures of people at the job. And then I just sat at home one day and I'm just like looking at this sketch ass site. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to lose right now. Let's do it. So I uploaded all the work on there and I just let it sit. And I was just, you know, whatever happens, happens. I got a couple hits here and there. These people aren't really models. They're just like, they just want their picture taken, you know, and I don't care. I'm not a professional photographer at this point. I still don't consider myself a professional, but let's do it, you know? So it was literally, I'm not even playing with this, not even exaggerating. Every single day I had a shoot going on every single day after work. And I had this going on for about 2 years. And I think for the first like 8 to 9 months, that's when I was late to work. And my boss finally called me and was like, I need to talk to you. And I came into the office and she opens up her little book, you know, and shows how many times you've been late. And I'm looking and she goes to my page and it's just a red page, bro. Like it's
Oh
just
man.
red X's everywhere on every mark you can think of. There's nothing missing. And she looks at it and she's like, you already know what I'm going to tell you. And she's like, what am I going to do with you? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really care. And she's
Yeah.
like, you don't want to be here, do you? And I was like, no. And she's like, I know what you want to do. And she said, I'm going to give you 6 months to get your stuff taken care of. You can be late. You can do whatever you want. But after that 6 months, you know you're going to be fired. So just do what you have to do. I think that was probably the greatest thing she could have ever done to me instead of firing me right on the spot.
That's a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
It is. And I grinded it out for the 6 months and then I was out. You know, I didn't have a job anymore. I saved up all the money that I could from, you know, taking photos and working at 9 to 5. And then I was kind of like scared because I didn't have that secure income coming in every week, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like trying to just scramble any way I can, like on Craigslist, like shooting sketch people, still on the Model Mayhem site, shooting for free. Like I just kept shooting, like good things are going to come. Good things are going to come. And I think one day someone hit me up on that site and wanted to take pictures. And her name was Luna Lavolsi. I'll never forget it. And I was like, I'm down. I was like, dude, she's gorgeous, like gold hair, blue eyes. Like she was just, it was one of the first that I was like, dude, she is, how did I even get this? Why do you even want to work with me? And we took pictures and it was great. You know, everything was fantastic. She loved them all. And then, you know, I edited them that same night, went to bed, woke up the next morning, got an email from 4 models and was like, you know, hey, Kenny, thank you so much for sending me these, for getting these photos of Luna Volsi. If you have any more, can you please send them to my email? And I'm kind of like, wait, this is an agency that hit me up, you know? So I text her and I'm like, Ford just hit me up asking for email, like photos. Did you send them anything? She's like, yeah, I'm with the agency. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me this? Like, I was kind of scared at first, you know? And she's like, no, you know, I wanted to work with you, but I felt like if I showed your work to the agency, they wouldn't have booked me for it. But I liked it personally. So that's why I came to you personally. And ever since then, it was like, you know, she's like, just email them back and see if you want to work with, you know, see if you can work with more girls. And I did that. And they sent me a whole roster of girls. And I just started picking them one by one and taking photos, same thing, editing them same night, sending them out. And then they called me into the office and I thought I was in trouble because I, you know, thought I did something bad.
Yeah.
And I walk in and everyone's just smiles on their face. They're super happy, handshakes, hugs. Oh my God, you're Kenny. It's so nice to see you. Like, oh my God, to finally see the face of the person behind the camera. Like, welcome, welcome, you know? And she sits me down and she goes, you know, we love what you've been doing and we want to sign you in as our photographer for the agency. So we're giving you like paid shooting to take pictures of our girls that come in. And that kind of made me feel a little bit secure because it was like, okay, now I'm doing something that I like to do and there's a little money coming in on a regular. Cool. I don't have to struggle anymore. Like I was literally taking like my American Express card and, you know, paying my bills, but then kind of putting it on the Express card and then trying to pay off the American Express card and then doing it over and over and over again, like back and forth, kind of like just trading money for like almost a year. And it was just a big struggle. But having that, it helped out. So it wasn't much, but it was a little bit of something. And started shooting for the agency. Other agencies started seeing it and they reached out to me. So I started getting more pay testing from other agencies. And then I guess one day, you know, I decided I wanted to shoot beauty and I met a retoucher online who loved my work and decided to reach out and say, hey, I'll retouch some of your work. And I didn't know what a retoucher was.
Yeah, what
No
is a
idea.
retoucher?
photo editor. Like he retouches images, like super professional.
Okay.
You know, like it just looks clean. And I wanted to do beauty, and his name was Cameron James Wilson. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. All right, he's phenomenal. Lives in London. Like, dude's great. And I do a beauty shoot, and I send it to him. Like, hey, you know, whatever, do what you want to do. I'll pay you some money for it. And he does a great job. He sends it back, and I'm like, this is remarkable. I upload that shit that same day, and I kid you not, like shit just blew up. It just blew up. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. So all I did was just shoot beauty nonstop. Beauty, 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 beauty. And I would send it to him, and then he would retouch it, send it back to me. And it's like, you know, work. I pay him to retouch my images, and then boom. And I kind of started blowing up. That started getting my name everywhere on Facebook, because that's where I started posting a lot of my work. This is when Facebook was out, before even Instagram.
Yeah.
And you know, I started booking like beauty campaigns, shooting for Milani and Jordana, shooting for Sephora. Like I was really booking these campaigns, and money started coming in. I'm like, okay, now I'm actually getting paid a decent amount and can take care of myself. And then I got bored. It's like you get bored of doing the same thing. Like, I don't want to shoot beauty anymore. I want to do this. But no one wants to do that because they see what you do. And they don't want to change. So like, I know you can do this, but this is what I want. And it kind of got a little annoying. So I just kind of started reaching out to certain people to switch to do more fashion. And it started to pick up, sending off to the retoucher, same thing, yada, yada. What really changed was when Instagram came out. That came out, and I didn't know nothing about it. I was just like, it's an app on a phone, and you can just upload photos. Cool. I take photos, so let's just do it. And I put the first like 10, 15 photos, and it just started blowing up, like skyrocketing. People were reaching out, asking to shoot. Like I started getting more and more. Like I was on like high demand on everything, to the point where it's like I had to move to New York because all my work was coming from New York. And it came to the point like I bought a studio in downtown Los Angeles, stayed there for about a year, and got offered like some crazy jobs in New York. And I literally sold my car, got rid of my studio, everything, and just moved to New York. Just moved. It's gone. Lived in Brooklyn. That's where the big story began. And Instagram was basically paving my way. DMs on a daily basis, like, how much do you charge for this? How much do you charge for that? Booking my shoots, flying to Miami, flying to fucking Louisville, Kentucky, back to LA, back down to Miami, up to Washington, literally every, well, not in within the states at the current time, you know, everywhere.
Sure.
And then it just started booming. And when I was living in New York, it was so cool. And then, you know, Christmas time came around. Nothing was going on. I was still in Brooklyn, and there was nothing to do. So I wanted to take pictures, but everyone was kind of out of town. So I hit up on the Instagram, like, yo, anyone want to take pictures, just hit me up. And this one girl reached out and was like, yo, let me you know, I was like, a lot of girls were sending me photos to take pictures of them. So I was like, kind of like picking and choosing what I want. And one girl stood out. So I set up a shoot with her. We did the shoot, and it kind of it went well. And then afterwards, she kept hitting me up. And it was kind of like she was trying to be friends, but I kind of didn't want to push in that route. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, okay,
Separate
like,
business.
like I don't want to do that. Like, this is just work. And I think she kind of sparked a little bit more of an interest in me, because she was like, hey, I bought a camera. I want to learn how to take pictures. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like an interest to me to be like, okay, well, I'll cater a little bit more to that information, because it's an interest to me that you want to take pictures, and I don't mind helping you or teaching you how to do it. So I brought her on to a couple shoots. Like, this is what you do, yada, 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 teaching and whatnot. We got to hang out more, you know. And then I think one of the days I was like, all right, I'm going to Miami do you want to come? And she's like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm working or whatnot. I was like, well, just put in like 2 weeks of vacation. You can just stay with me for a month. Like, I'm staying at the Icon Brickell in downtown Miami for a month, and you can just come along and I'll teach you how to take photos, you know? And she took that offer. So she came with me to Miami, and we were there for a month just creating content, um, booking, jobs off of IG on the DMs and all that. And came down to the point where it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And then towards the end of that trip, her job calls her and says she's fired. So now she has no money coming in.
Yikes.
And she's super scared. She's panicking. She doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, I felt bad. So I was like, yo, this is kind of my fault, but then kind of her fault. I don't know.
Did she not go through the proper channels to like request time and things like that?
I have no idea. I feel like the job was like, she's been gone for so long and we're doing good that we don't need her. That's how I kind of felt like. And I didn't know how to go about it. So I just say, you know what? Like, roll with me. I'll do what I can to, like, take care and like get you some money or whatnot. Like, where's your living quarters? Like, I can help you out, because I felt kind of responsible, but I was trying to teach someone. So I went back to New York. She went back. She lived in New York. She lived in Red Hook. I lived in Brooklyn at the time. So she went back to Red Hook. I went back to Brooklyn, and I was just bringing her in on my jobs, like teaching her, but at the same time paying her as an assistant. And then, the more you do that, the more you're spending time with someone, and then things start to escalate more and more and more, and then you now become like an item. But I didn't claim it as that. I never really claimed her as like my girl, my chick. You know what I mean? Like, this is
for sure.
Yeah, never. So I just kept doing, but she kept hinting it, like, what are we? I was just like, you're my partner. That's what I would say. You're my partner. And we did that for a couple months, and then one day she like broke down and was like, what are we? Like, started crying. Like, what are we? Like, you just keep saying you're my partner to everyone. Like, what am I to you? And I was like, you're my partner. Like, what do you think? And I think it's the emotional attachment came because you're doing things as a item together, but still working, and it felt kind of weird because it's like, this is the first time in my life that I've ever low key, high key mixed the business with pleasure.
Yeah.
It's
a dangerous combination.
It's dangerous, and it wasn't like this was not intentional at all. This is just like me trying to teach you. But the more you hung out with someone, the more like you got to know someone. You got to actually know them and hang out, go to parties, and go to places you thought you could never go, and someone like appreciates you for you, and it was cool. And then we kind of like carved it in stone, but I still kind of kept it like, I just want to work. A lot of jealousy came with that, because of taking photos of women.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of comes with the territory, right? Like, you're like a beauty photographer or like fashion photographer with all these like super like beautiful women, and then how can you get jealous in that environment? That's so bizarre to me.
She held it good though, because even when taking, being on the job, she didn't show the jealousy. She didn't, she was having fun. But I think there were some jobs where I can tell she wanted to mark her territory, because she would just like put her arm around me when the girl was around or something like that, or it's like you're doing something out of pocket from what you would normally do.
Sure.
And it got a little annoying, and I was like, you need to like, please be confident. Like, this isn't what you think it is. I'm really just trying to get work done. If this is what you think, then this ain't gonna work out, and it bothered me because I cared about her, but at the same time, like, I didn't want her to think like I was cheating in some way, which I wasn't. And her trying to shoot while I'm peaking in my career right now, you know, like booking crazy jobs. Like I shot for Vogue, I shot for Elle, I shot for Vanity Fair, I've shot for Drama in London. Like I'm shooting these high-end magazines. Meanwhile, I'm trying to teach someone here who's like not confident in their work and expects to be like top tier level as me and getting paid at the same time for someone who's just been starting out for 5-6 months. It's like you have to put in these years and it's not just going to happen. I told her, I was like, look, like you got to put it in years. I was taking photos for like 3 years, not getting paid anything.
Yeah, you gotta pay your dues, right? Like
pay your dues, pay your
build up.
dues.
By the way, just on that subject, did you win the bet?
We both won the bet.
Okay. Wait, so your friend's a designer now?
Yep. Burn 16 is his clothing line.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Yeah. I still talk to him to this day. Like, it's just funny. We always talk about, like, I remember before they were like, yo, we're going to have like the marble wood floor. We're going to have wood grain everything. We're going to have a wood grain driveway. Like, we would just clown around like that, But it's funny to look back and it's like, dude, like, look at where we're at now. Like, we complained about it and now here we are. You own your company and I'm taking photos for a living. Like,
that's a movie synopsis right
thought,
there, dude.
You know what I mean? Look at us.
Look
at us.
All right. Oh man,
it's so good. But just trying to teach someone was tough, and jealousy came into play. Bringing her in on the jobs, people didn't. It's sad to say this, but people didn't like her work. They weren't. I wouldn't say they didn't like her work. They just weren't interested in her work. They were more interested in booking me rather than her, because I kind of brought her on to help me shoot as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like, who's this girl? This who's this? We want you, not her. And I kind of started damaging my work a little bit. But I was so like, I was trying to help her out any way I can. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and you felt responsible for the other stuff, right? So
totally. Like, you don't just bring someone on and be like, peace out, like learn on your own. Like, I understand, let the bird, learn how to fly. But at the same time, it's like, if you're trying to help someone, help someone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to be someone's partner and really be there for them, like, be there for them, and I did just that. But it damaged me a lot. The jealousy, and like started losing a bunch of jobs because of her. And it just got really bad. Like, she wasn't responding to emails. She was like my assistant to take care of emails and book jobs. She wasn't doing it. And it got to the point where it's like I had to start doing it on my own again. But it just wasn't the same. Like, I lost a lot of inspiration because of like I was starting to get more deeper into the relationship. And then, we had a total little breakup or whatnot, and I just fell into like a super deep depression. Just was just traveling all over the place. Like, lived in Miami for a year, like in Boca Raton. Like, what the fuck am I doing in Boca Raton? You know what I mean? Like, retirement
I'm gonna be real
area.
with you. I have no idea where that is in the first place.
It sounds like you've made that place up. I'm not gonna lie. That's like Narnia. You've made that up. That's not a real place.
Yeah, I was in the slums. I was in Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm over here.
It's the worst part, man. It's just nothing. It's old money. Okay. It's retirement, old money. No one's really there. Beautiful beaches, but no one's there. And it's just me, this young guy, like trying to like do fashion photography in like old money, like old people town area. Like, this isn't it. My mind wasn't right. And I was trying to find it. And then that's when but I knew this woman named Susie at the time. And we got an apartment for about a year. And I just wanted to better myself. So I started getting into shape. She was a trainer and she made me eat right and blah, blah, blah. And I was getting back into shape, but still depressed, was not really taking pictures. Moved back to California and same thing. Like, I did, I moved back, but I was losing money. Like, I wasn't having any money. And when I moved back to California, I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to live. I literally had nothing except like a suitcase, my camera, and me, and I just found a building and that was open. No one was in there. and there was like this one big couch like chilling in the middle of like this huge studio, like empty loft area, and slept on that couch, but like on the top of it, you know what I mean? Like it felt weird, but there was nothing I can do. So I was homeless for like 8-9 months or so, you know?
That couldn't have been easy, especially like for the mental state too.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I didn't want to, I didn't want to do anything. I would just walk around like, like, where's my next meal going to come from? You know, like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Like, I can't get any work. Like, all my stuff's going downhill. Like, what do I do? And I managed to get some money here and there, you know, like found some stuff and you took pictures of people, got a couple bucks here and there, bought myself like, you know, dollar burgers or like 50 cent, you know, cup of noodles, and figured a way to heat up the water and all, but you know, walked into restaurants and get hot water. And it was tough. It is very gruesome. And then at times I would be invited over, you know, like someone's house, you know, saying what's up. It's like, you know, oh man, it's just a long day. Like, can I just take a shower real quick? You know what I mean? Like, just to take a shower. Like, oh my God, this feels so good. You know, like just being thankful to even do that. It was just rough, but I saved up enough to get a little spot. And then at the time, I was just like, you know, I was looking for a job, couldn't find a job, and then worked at I got a seasonal. It was during the Christmas time, seasonal time at Target, and started work. Here I am again, back at a 9 to 5. You know, not really taking photos, still trying, but not really hardcore like I was, and just literally slaving away at this 9 to 5 job, like making ends meet barely enough to just like pay bills and like still eat noodles and fucking beans and rice, you know. And I'm just like, this 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 sucks. Like, this can't be my life right now. This can't be my life. There has to be something better than this. Like, I'm not fit for this. And I was like, what else can I do that interests me the same way photos did? And I was like, video games. I love video games. That's what cleansed my mind whenever I needed to take a break from editing photos or I got into an argument, like, was to just play games. So whatever money that I saved up from Target, I bought like, you know, this MSI laptop. I bought a headset and a webcam, and I used my photo studio lights, and I just started streaming, you know, and just started picking it up that way. Like, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. And uh started streaming with no one watching, you know what I mean? But it was interesting. I was like, I'm gonna give it a full year. If I do something, I at least give it one full year, my all, to see how well I do. Um and I went with it. And at the same time, I was still trying to take photos and like book shoots and book jobs. And, you know, I had friends that like reached out and helped me out to get with agencies again, but I wasn't getting like paid testing, but that's fine. Like, you have to build back up. Like, I had the mentality sometimes of being like, you could, you can have that mentality of like, oh, nah, this is who I am. Like, I should be getting paid this, you know, like,
Yeah.
you don't know who I am. It's like, no, like, you need to kind of, you're not at that level that you used to be because you fucked it up. So you kind of need to dumb yourself back down again and be humble, and at least be happy at what you got, and just try to build yourself back up again. And that's kind of like the thought process I was in. And then, you know, just started streaming and taking photos at the same time. And it's just like, you know, just trying to build that back up again. But that's kind of like a quick little rundown of like how I got into photography.
Now you're
pretty
here
much.
chilling, you know.
Now I'm here streaming and still taking, now building back up on the photo game, which is pretty good. So I'm kind of happy how things are like transitioning and moving right now. It's only going to get better. So it's
Yeah,
just
for
in a
sure.
matter of time, you know.
That's a wild one, dude. First of all, thank you for sharing that story, because that's a deep one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's definitely a scar right there on the chest, like big one. But it's good. I
Builds
appreciate it. Thank
character
you,
though,
guys.
dude. Builds character.
And scars make great bar stories.
True.
Oh my.
They do.
You
And
telling me you
broken
roll up
teeth,
to?
right? Broken teeth.
I mean, you roll not broken teeth. I don't know what's going on over there in England, but like, our dental system's a little bit different. Nah, but like, you telling me you go to a bar, you're talking to a girl, she notices your scar. You're not coming up with a badass story about it?
I mean,
Valid point.
it's the old story of you see two like, say for instance, there's a gangster, right, and there's a gangster wanting to buy a dog for like dog fights or some shit. If he sees two dogs side by side, one's like just some quiet regular dog, and then the next one like some mean looking dude with like scars all over him, you're gonna want to pick the one with no scars, because the one that has all the scars got fucked up. So I don't know. I don't see
but the one
scars
that
as
had
like
the scars got fucked up and lived.
Yeah, and has experience.
Maybe you should just stay out the dog fighting market too while we're at it. We do not condone animal violence.
Oh my gosh.
Kids falling over is fine, but animal violence we don't condone.
What did we keep the kids falling over?
Yes, it's episode 2.
Oh baby,
Kids falling over.
You'll
have
see,
to wait for that one.
I'm waiting. That's an interesting one right there. I don't even know how that comes up, but I'm with it.
Oh man, it comes down more than it comes up.
So you said that you were streaming with like 0 viewers, right? Like we've all been in that position. How long was
I'm
it?
still there. Hold on.
How long was it until you got like your first viewers? And do you remember who it was?
Yeah, actually, it was NoFlick.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is when I was streaming on Xbox. I was streaming, I guessed it, Warframe. And I was just, he hits me up. He's like, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I didn't know at the time. And he's just like, how you like the game? Like, it's cool. He's like, do you only play on console? It's like, yeah, that's all I got, it's console. He's like, well, you should come to PC. And I'm like, well, I don't have the money for a PC right now,
PC Master Race.
Like, I don't have it. There. Dude, that's all they say. PC Master Race. And, he kept he like stayed in the chat and talked, talked. And then, I end stream. But every time I started another stream, he was there. To the point he was like, please like come to PC. Like, trust me, if you want to do streaming, you should go to PC. This is what you should do. PC. And that's kind of where I was like, all right, cool. And that's when I bought the laptop and everything and finally came to PC. And then still streaming with like 1 viewer or whatnot. Then, a couple more started coming in, 2 and 3. I had Ski Patrol and then like Shiloh Bunny. It was like maybe 4 or 5 of us, like Umbral Floof. And it was like 4 to 5 years. And then out of nowhere, I'll never forget it. Like I still need to thank this man somehow, some way. I get hit with a raid at the time when like the Twitch Prime drops were going off on Warframe. Like you watch the stream for an hour and you get, loot within your inbox. The number one Alex hits me with like 20,000 viewers. And I'm just like shook. Like I have no idea what to do. Like I'm just like flabbergasted, like I just don't know. And I'm going along with it though. Like I'm just riding with it. And just they're like the whole chat's just flooded with like, do you have drops, my good sir? It's just flooding with that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm just going along with them, like, yeah, we got drops. Like, come on, and how you doing? My name's Garliquid, and I'm doing blah blah blah. And it's like the follows are just coming in, and Alex is just in the chat, like, follow this guy, like, drop your Twitch Prime subs on this guy. It was unreal to me, like how that moment right there changed everything. Without that, I would still be streaming, but that really put me up on like to have more viewers and more people watching and actually hanging out in the channel and like talking and getting to know someone. Mm-hmm. And like during that day, it just kept climbing. It was like 20K and 20, 25, 26. Like I was just sitting on the top. And then after, I think that's where I didn't know they were in the channel, but Oblivion was in there, Mogama was in there, Rio was in there, like all these people were in there. Ended the stream, looked at the channel, like saw how much what I made that day and the amount of followers, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is unreal. Like this never happened. Like, could this happen tomorrow? Like, is this gonna happen tomorrow? Like I have no idea. Mind blown, you know. Started the next day as soon as I started my stream. In a matter of like 30 seconds, I had like 136 people just like waiting for the stream to start. Just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's going on? And it just kind of like trickled down to there. Even though it's like 136 people, people, a good 80% of those people are only there for drops.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's just the Warframe like
community in itself. We're here for drops. Once it's done, we're out. Like, they're done. So it was cool, but then that's kind of like where the viewership started to come in after that. Like, I was streaming zero for a good 5-8 months or so, and then the raid just kind of like took it up from there. And it makes me happy to see him come into my channel every once in a while and just be like, hey, what's up? Like, it just feels good. And I can't thank the man enough for like even just choosing me, And the only reason why he chose me is because I had a bald head just like him. That's one of the reasons. But it was really cool, man. And I can't thank the man enough. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just happy like how the community is growing as it is now. Like, the more you do and the more you have, like, of course it helps you because it helps you on the what do you call it, like the ladder of like choosing a stream of what you want to look at, like the browsing section. Like, you're kind of more up on the level as opposed to being like at 0 views or 1 view or whatnot. Like, people don't want to scroll down at the bottom to find someone. I like doing that though. Sometimes it's cool, but I know a high majority don't. So it's like when you're hitting like 20-30, it's a little bit easier for you, but that's kind of like where the challenge begins, because there's so many people hitting like 20 and 30 views. It's like, how do you get higher than that?
You say that, but the statistic that I've been told, I think I was discussing this with Nuggy, is that anyone with more than a 10 viewer average is in like the top 1% of Twitch. Which to me, which blows my mind.
It's a flooded market.
Yeah.
True. Very saturated. But I mean, like, how? Like, what? How? Top
no
1, 10 or more?
10 or more, yeah. Top 1%.
I have no words for that.
I mean, like, viewership like fluctuates, right? Like, depending on trends and like games and just like times of year. So like, people have more time during like the summer, like, kids coming out from school or whatever. People just have more time. Like, schedules aren't always concrete, and like life happens and shit. So it fluctuates. But I guess like a consistent viewership over 10 is top 1%, which is wild.
That's amazing. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Honestly, I don't believe it. Like, I have to look into that. I know you tell it. It's facts. It's facts, but I'll still have to read it into that. Like, I can't believe that. There's no way.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. But yeah, especially like just going off of what you said about Alex raiding you. Like, you never really know what to do in the situation, right? Like, especially in the moment. But then even afterwards, when you get hit by like a big raid, you're like, shit, do I go thank them now? Like, do I go thank them later? You don't want to thank them too much, because then it seems like you're kissing ass a bit. You don't want to come off as, I'm only talking to them to like get another raid. Like, there's a lot of like, I don't know.
I totally get that. You don't want to see, you don't want to be like you don't want to seem, I don't want to say, I guess seem, you don't want to seem like a leech. It's not like you're trying to be a leech. You're really just trying to thank this person to be like, like, thank you so much for this. Like, you didn't have to choose me, but you decided to. So I'm showing my appreciation. It's like you kind of want to hang out in your chat, get to know them, but it's not like you're trying to be like, hey, notice me so you can raid me again, please. It's nothing like that. It's really just like, dude, like this is awesome. And you want to check out to see what the person does.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's a tough one, man. But just Alex is big. The man's hitting like at least like 3,000-4,000 views every stream,
he's huge. He's huge,
and it's like I'm just nothing but a little ant in the channel. But at the same time, I enjoy his stream and his community because it's just so wholesome and so loving, and everyone's just there just to have a good time. It's like I just chip in with the community, put my little inputs in here and there, and sometimes like he'll point out certain people and whatnot, and it's cool. You learn from those type of streams to like how to handle if you ever get to that point, like right now it's like not that I want to act upon that way, but it's a little bit of training, should I say. I think one of the things that annoys me the most, and I remember I think you guys said this on the other stream too, or the podcast, was
G does that all the time, don't worry.
was the pointing out of the like if you miss someone's comment and someone's like, oh, you didn't read my last comment, or like please read my comment, or like it's like I don't know, like why? You know what I mean? Like
I understand it at the same time though, because if people go to like upcoming streamers, right, because it's a smaller community, it's more close knit, and they want to have more interaction.
Like, how do you miss that? Yeah, of course. Like, are you not noticing me? Like, please read. I get it.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah, it's a lot of that though. Like, we say it as a meme, but it is a lot of like, I don't want to say like attention seeking, because that's kind of like putting too much of a harsh.
But it kind of
is, yeah.
Like, don't put a harsh thing on, like, call it what it is. It is kind of attention seeking, and it's like I've done it before. Like, I'll say something in chat, no one reads it, give a fuck. Like, I just go on, like, talk about something else.
Just move on, dude. Just move like on. If it's that important, just at the person, or like
at the person. You miss a comment, you miss a comment. Like,
fucking DM.
The world's not over yet. Like, like, oh my god, like I don't know. That irks me so much, dude.
It's triggering. It is triggering.
Speaking of missing comments, though, that's not what we're gonna do here. The DudeBroDudes Podcast official Twitter reached out to the community and sort of spoiled that we're gonna have a surprise guest. Said who it was, but we did that because we wanted to hear some feedback of what you guys wanted us to ask GAWD Harlequin. So, the first question.
Oh snap!
How do you carry 24/7? This one's sent in by Salty Raisin Gaming.
I don't carry. I don't carry. Oh my gosh. No, I don't carry, man. I don't have like a proper backpack. Like,
I mean, holds or not, a Jansport's a Jansport.
Jansport's a Jansport. But I mean, this one got some wear and tear on it, man. One of the handles are off, you know what I mean? The other one's holding on by a thread. I cannot carry, man. I try to go for the team, man. I'm a team player here. Play some Overwatch. I play, how you say her name? Girl that wails the hammer all over the place or whatnot.
I'm not an Overwatch.
I call her Bridget, but that's not her name, right? It's like Brigitte.
I say Brigitte.
I think it's closer to Brigitte. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
I love support. The support is always the one that's like never gets the love, but is the backbone of it all.
Yeah, support's super chill because you're like the unsung hero. You just go around doing your shit. You know that you're doing well. If you're
no one else does, but you know,
you get the self-satisfaction.
Unless you're hearing a lot of I need healing.
That's the most trick. That makes me not want to heal you. That makes me just want to see you die.
Oh, for sure. If someone's like spamming it, I'll just like actively go out of my way to not heal them. At least once or twice, and then you know, for them to learn their lesson, and then I'll go back to my duties.
Toxic begins. I love it, but no carries over here. I just want to help out, team shot, team call outs, good call outs, comms is what they say.
Yeah, when you get that, let me know where to find some. I need some too.
This episode's brought to you by New Kid Comms, training for pro
We'd give you a
play.
link, but we don't know where it is. It's in the same room.
It's over there. Oh my word.
We got a
funny.
question from She's Emma this one's the personal one I want to know about too. I've been kind of wondering, what's your taco recipe? We're talking about the food. We're talking about the food, just to clarify anything. Y'all over here thinking about tacos, this, taco, that. Nah.
That's so funny. It's just honestly, it's just it's just taco season, man. It's just
a little packet of Miracle, just like
yeah, just little some turkey, some ground turkey, put the taco season in there, just the right amount, spice that, mix that all up, put a little bit of some pepper, some black pepper up in there, a little dab of the bomb sauce now, since I've been a huge fan of that, to really give it a good kick. And I know people say this isn't possible, but I like to make my tacos like the shells like in between hard and soft. Does that make sense to you? Kind of? Not really?
Yeah, it's like a semi-shell.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Someone finally understands, because people are like, how do you make a shell that's like in between? Like, nah, it's like you just cook it to a decent amount to where it's not too hard, but not too soft. It's
all right. So you're going with the method of starting with a soft taco and getting it a little crispy, as compared to starting with a hard taco and letting it get a little bit stale.
Yeah, totally.
All right. There was two ways to go about it. I didn't know the secret.
But it's literally just there's no secret recipe. I have the most ghetto tacos. Like, I know some people love to put like the lettuce and the tomatoes and the cheese with the special hot sauce on there and whatnot. Mine is straight meat and cheese and sauce. Sometimes it's just the meat and the sauce. Like, but it's so good. I make the best tacos ever. It's all just about the right amount. Like, it's so good. It's so good. That black pepper just kicks it in, like it's just real bomb.
I mean, as much as I'd hate to say it, people forget about they forget about the little salt and pepper.
Salt
The
and pepper is
staples.
everything. It's everything.
The amount of GOS we've been running, I think no one's forgetting about pepper, honestly.
Or
Pepper,
salt.
Pepper here, pepper right, pepper right.
Pepper. They're sacking. All right.
Yeah.
We got another spicy question. If you could play any game for the first time again, like forget everything you've known about the game and just re-experience it for the first time, what would it be?
Wow. Who said that? That's a good one.
This was Emma as well.
Dang.
Slapping with the questions.
The hard-hitting questions.
If I could forget everything about a game and play it again for the first time, I have two in mind. One is Chrono Trigger.
I think I know the other one.
Go ahead and call it out.
Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Warframe, because then you would actually have content to play.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. Yeah, Final Fantasy, man. I love story-based driven games. Like, I love RPG. I grew up playing Zelda on Nintendo, like Metroid and Mega Mans and all that, but as getting older, like Legend of Legaia, and it started turning more in like Dragon's Quest. It's more like these RPG like turn-based games. And Final Fantasy hit like a big home for me, especially Chrono Trigger. I remember playing that game consistently, like New Game Plus times 49, like just playing it to one shot anything, kind of
bad ending twice,
Yeah. Look, Larvos got lucky. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. He got lucky.
I mean, O2 ain't luck.
But yeah, Final Fantasy, man. Final Fantasy. It's just a beautiful game. The way they tell the story and the remakes coming out, like
I know you got a lot of love in your heart for that remake. Right?
That's
Same
all.
here. Growing up
That's
Final Fantasy, Square
it.
Enix, Square Soft. Throwback to
Thank
those
you. That's what I
days.
say. Like, I miss
Square
SquareSoft. Square Enix
Soft.
was
Like,
cool, but SquareSoft was where it was at.
yeah,
I
yeah,
used to
yeah.
say that a lot.
So growing up with that, how do you, I know back then disc 1, disc 2, disc 3 for
Mhm.
7 and 4 disc for 9, like
Mhm.
8 was 3 as well. How do you feel about it being in installations for the new remake but not being all launched at once? You're just going to take the good and hope that the rest comes in time?
Yeah, because I look at it this way. Hopefully it's enough content to where I don't reach the end that quick, to where I'm sitting here waiting months to play the next installment.
If not, you played Warframe though, right? So
Yeah, I got Warframe. I mean, they got content coming out. Like, they pumping it out quick.
They
you
got
know?
DDoSs.
Yeah, they do. They got the loading dock. Like, I'm good. I can run around there for a little bit. But I want to 100% it. That's how truly I love Final Fantasy. Like, I want to 100% it. So I feel like when the first installment comes out, like, I'll have enough content to do what I need to do.
Would you consider it at 100% or 33%?
It'll be 33. It'll be 100% on first installment. Let's put it like that. 100% on first installment, second, and then I'll just try to get everything I can. But I don't think it'll be a bad thing. I just hope I don't reach the end or like try to rush it to where like that's it, and then you're waiting for the second. If so, I'll just replay it again. I'll just go back in, just run around, just level the crap up. Like, I'm curious to see what they do with it, but I'm very excited for the game. Like, I can't wait. Like, sold my place. I bought a PlayStation and then sold it. Like, because I was waiting for the PS5, and PS5 is not coming out anytime soon. So now I feel like an idiot. So I need to get another PlayStation all over again. But I'm getting that, and I can't wait.
Is it not coming to Xbox?
No, Final Fantasy is like PlayStation exclusive.
That's what I was thinking with Kingdom Hearts, and they hit me with the surprise bomb.
But Final Fantasy 13 came on Xbox, which was a huge shock. But that's the only Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3 came on Xbox.
They hit it with the 15 too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, 15. But that's a shock. Like, you would never.
I think it's just the market at this point.
Yeah. But I feel like I haven't seen anything for Xbox. All I see is PlayStation, so I'm getting it. If it came out for PC, I'll just wait for that, but PlayStation for sure. I'm just gonna have to cop it anyways.
Yeah, I guess it's just, like you say, I guess it's just a marketing move. Like, really, after 10, like, they kind of fell off a bit, right? So they probably had to move over to other platforms just to get like more interest.
After 10, they dropped 11, which was like the MMO where they tried to do like PC and like, well, they had a console port of it too for the MMO, but it wasn't really their shtick. I mean, like, they made a big comeback on 14. Like, I think a lot of people play 14 right now. It's popular, like ESO, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14. You're seeing most of the population there. Like, obviously, WoW with the classic relaunches, been booming again. But 14 was a strong contender for a while. But yeah, in terms of branching off, like after 12, they started making the switch to multiple platforms. I know there was like the original Nintendo stuff, like you had 1 and 2, 3, and then Crystal Chronicles was its own thing. They brought out like 12 Revenant Wings, which was like a tower defense mode almost for the DS. It was a pretty interesting play, but yeah, they tried to avoid like the Microsoft side for a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that the whole crossplay is starting to show some light now. I feel like before, like, Sony was the only one not pushing that button for it to go, and now it's like they're ready to make it happen. They have to now. Yeah. The free market for like free to play is the new wave. Like, I've been saying this ever since like Fortnite kind of dropped. I was like, dude, free to play is the new thing. It's the new thing. It's you're not paying for the game anymore. You're paying for the cosmetics within the game, and you can just keep dishing out cosmetics over and over and over again. Just dish out the content and it's just cosmetics. And the more you play the game, people are going to buy cosmetics because they love the game that much. And it's like they want to look cool in the game. So they're going to buy it. I know I am. Shit.
I'm not going to talk about how much I spent on League.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot. But you enjoy League, right? Or no?
It's kind of a love-hate thing. It's like League's kind of, you play it when you hate yourself. So you, I don't know. It's an experience, but you just end up buying shit for the sake of it at some point.
It's the X that you don't love, but it's always there for you.
Wow, that was really good. I felt that one. That's good. But
also, Sophia Knight. It's good, Sophia. How did Harley come up with his username?
I used to be called Swiss 420 back in the days.
All right, before you go too deep into this, I did a little bit of digging on the Bungie site. And
whoa, okay.
You're not the only Harlequin.
No.
All right, go into this.
There's,
I want to hear this.
I'm not the only Harlequin. There's a group of us. And it all started when, you know, I first got an Xbox and started playing Halo 2, met my first friend on there. I'm still friends with to this day. That's part of the Harlequin. His name was Lazarus. You know, and the more you play online, the more you meet people and start to become friends and whatnot. You're all just playing games together, you know? And it came to a point that they started just calling themselves like Harlequins, but I never changed my name. My name was always Swiss 420. And they kept saying like, so when are you going to be a Harlequin? I'm like, why do I need to be a Harlequin? Like, what's the point? Like, I'm still chilling with y'all. I don't need to change my name. You know, it's like, I don't want to pay $5 to change my name in the first place. I don't know. They just kept pressuring it on me. And then one day I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll be a Harlequin, but I don't know what to call myself. I don't know. And Somber at the time was like, well, we just call you God. I was like, why are you calling me God? Like, I'm not a god, you know? God, I sound like Kanye. But like he was just saying like, dude, we you know, we call you a god, like God Harlequin, because it's like you're just really good at games. Like you carry a lot. Like you tend to pick up where a lot of the slack is at. Like you learn fast, you learn quick. And I just roll with it. I was like, screw it, just call me God Harlequin. And then that was it. It was like just Harlequin crew of like 9 of us, you know, and we would just play games and just dominate. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I miss the Harlequin crew so much. I still jump on box every now and then to play with them, but I'm just patiently waiting for them to all come to PC.
Make the switch.
Oh my god!
Tell them to start streaming and then hit them with the So when you moving on to PC,
just hit them with the quick no flick.
I do it all the time when I'm over there. I'm just like, yo, like PC's the way to go. Like it's so hard to come back to Xbox. I'm like, when are y'all coming to PC? Like just make the move, you know.
I mean, you have plenty of time with the loading screens to talk to them about it.
Yeah. I was playing Destiny 2 with them yesterday. I'm like, dude, these loading screens suck ass. I was like, please. Just come over. You're waiting like a minute for your inventory to pop up. Like, this is horrible. Meanwhile, you're getting shot. Like, this is bad. But that's how it came about. Like, it's just a Harlequin crew that they rode with. And they just wanted to, you know, bring everyone as far as just to initiate, like, this is our group. Like, this is our group of people and friends that we play with. So I kind of wanted to chime in on that. And just saying, yo, just call me God Harlequin. There's a Somber Harlequin, a Bilal Harlequin, Chaos Harlequin, Ender Harlequin.
Yeah, when Nuggy told me this, it was like I made the comparison to the freaking Transformers, where it's like all the primes. There's like Optimus Prime and whoever else.
Yeah.
And now you're all playing Gambit Prime.
Love it, dude. Yeah, but it's a name. I want to take God out though.
Ken's gonna be so upset.
No, he'll be fine. The God, he'll be fine. You know, like I want to take it out because people, I feel like when they hear the word or see the word God, they feel a certain way, you know? And it's not for
Sure.
me to intentionally be like, yo, like I'm a god, you know, but it's just it was at that moment where I was like, yo, just it's like saying you're a legend. You know what I mean? Like I'm a god at a game, you know, but people look at it differently. Some people don't care. And some people are like, no, I'm not calling you God. I feel weird saying that. Like I've heard people say that before. You know, I'll just call you Harlequin. I'm so used to people just calling me Harley or Harles. I love Harles so much. Harles is my favorite.
You sure it's not
Or
high roll?
or Harles. How do you do it? Harlequin? Like that's another one. Like there's a couple, but I prefer to find something just like Harlequin and just roll with that and take out the God part somewhere in the future.
Young Harlan.
Wow, that's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Maybe we'll keep that on the back burner. Keep that on the back burner.
Nuggy, please don't change your name again.
No.
Keep it young, Nuggy.
Don't do it. We've got used to it now. You can't do us like this.
Nah, like the only thing that's consistent is average girth boy. You good.
Youthful Nugget.
Oh.
Unless there's some way you can reach out to the man and get high Nuggy, I'll accept that.
And yeah. Crazy how time flies.
It is
Wait.
pretty wild.
12:45. Fuck it. We go again.
All right, first time on the show. You have any questions for us? Put you on the spot really quick.
Damn, put me on the spot.
And you can ask
Open
anything.
reign, ask anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, now you're trying to pop me off with popping with the questions, and I'm just like, man, I'm the worst person
you
in the
could be
world.
chilling,
Just like
man.
when you try to
Just
title
chill.
a stream, like, don't ask me. Try to name a Pokemon, don't ask me. Like, I can't name or ask questions for shit. I mean, it's probably generic as hell at this point, but I'm kind of curious as to like where did you start coming into streaming, G and Nuggy? Like how did it happen for you guys, you know? Like is it something that triggered you at a point in your life where you're just like I'm gonna give this a go, or something bad happened, or it was just out of enjoyment and then it you know trickled down to what it is, you know? Like how did you get to the point that where you're at now?
I'm
You
gonna
want
have
to
the
take this
lamest
one?
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go first so we end on a high note. So it was back when I was just like playing video games, and growing up, just video games was the thing to do.
Mhm.
Didn't really know about Twitch. Didn't really like. I came into the scene real late. Like I think my first stream was in 2015. I didn't know about numbers. I didn't know about big names. I barely watched YouTube. Like I'd see some funny videos, shit like that, but like I would never really like look into it, see who's on Twitch. And my friend was telling me like, oh, he started like watching Twitch, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that seems cool. You can just like show your video game gameplay and stuff like that. And I was playing video games with friends online on the PC, and they were like, I was talking about how I love like Kingdom Hearts, things like that, and they're like, that's cool. I've never really seen it. So I was like, oh, I know a friend who has a capture card. I could probably borrow that and play Kingdom Hearts and like show you it on Twitch. And I started with that. It wasn't really like all about streaming. It was more or less just hey, you want to see this video game? I'm doing this for a friend, and then maybe like did a few more streams after that. It wasn't really anything crazy. It wasn't a passion project. And then it sort of like fell off for a while. I stopped streaming, life got busy. I was more or less just like relaxing, playing games, things like that. And then a few years later down the road, I'm like, you know, I'm spending all this time playing video games. I'm not really doing anything. Like, if I'm here anyways, how hard can it be to throw a camera in front of me and just like share the experience with other people? Because like, I just like you can't play games with your friends all day. Scheduling stuff like that happens. I'm on the worst schedule ever. So like, just like chilling with people and being able to like play video games and talk, even if you have to make that environment for yourself.
Did
was
you ever
something I just
feel
enjoyed.
Did you ever feel like nervous at one point to kind of like, hey, I'm literally gonna have this like camera in front of me, you know, and like people are gonna like just to be staring at me? Like, did you ever feel like any type of fear at that point, or no? It was just like whatever.
All right, so
So I know some people are kind of
yeah.
nervous with like cameras being in front of them, you know.
I'm a weird case. I hate having my photo taken of me. Like, I'm not confident. I'm like a real big introvert, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am like, I like being a fucking clown. I like being a goof, just having a fun time, like not caring what I do, just like doing whatever, enjoying yourself. And when I stream, I more or less feel like that. It's not like oh, I gotta look good. I gotta make sure everything's on fleek. Like, fuck it, you know? I'm gonna just come out, be myself, and have a good time. And it's weird because, like, I say this, but I spent like an hour and 30 minutes before this podcast, like, trying to get myself ready. I'm low key listening to like smooth jazz in the background, a little nervous, editing, like, is my voice sounding okay and shit like that? Like,
yeah. No, I think we all get nervous at some point, you know.
You just gotta do it, you know? If anyone's feeling nervous, pull a Harl, become a photographer, and shoot your shot. But treat that with everything else, you know? Like,
oh my goodness, dude. You're great. That's amazing, dude. I like that. That's good. That's good. That's good vibes right there.
All right, G.
G.
You're up.
Oh baby. Okay.
I must know. I must know.
So I was working for Rockstar for like 6 months.
The energy drink company or the video game company?
The video game company. I was working there as a games tester. I'd just come off of the back of a 3D art position for like a small game development company. But then my internship ended and I was like looking for work. And it was like, you know, Rockstar, prestigious name, entry level position, work your way up, stuff like that. So I was like, sure.
Yeah,
dude,
how'd you land that? Because I feel like anyone who plays video games, like, even though it might not be an actual great job for them because they don't know what they're getting into, like, you play video games enough, you're like, man, how do I become a video game tester? They literally get paid to play video games. Like, that's crossed your mind at one point or another.
Oh, for sure.
How'd you land
like
that?
I went to school for it though, and like I had a very good teacher, and literally his first lecture with us, he was like, yeah, if you think this is just going to be about playing video games, like, there's the door, like, get the fuck out. And like it was a very good, like, down to earth thing. They were like, you know, it's not what it is. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of stress. So after I did pretty good in school, like university and stuff. Like I kind of flunked my first 2 years, honestly, for reasons I won't go into now. But then third year, I just like isolated myself. Me and basically my best friend, who was like the year below me, we just went full on into just work. I was like, if I ace everything in my third year, then I ace the course. Like my first 2 years won't matter. So I did that, got that down, and then looking at like you know, a good degree, so people are, oh, you know, they start to take you seriously. Your portfolio is like, I mean, they can still tell that it's like university level work, right? But they're like, you know, this is pretty good for a uni student. So I get the internship off of that. And then when that ends, I had like a really good recommendation from them. So I wanted to go straight into another art job, but it was similar to what Harley was talking about earlier. Like, you kind of have to be modest with it, and like humble, and you have to realize that you can't just walk into like these big position jobs. Like, you have to work your way up.
Right.
And I was specializing in character art, which is like the most prestigious of the art positions, and it's really hard to get like a junior level job. So I decided to go with Rockstar in the testing. And honestly, the interview process is really weird, because actually no, I can't talk about the interview process.
Yeah, I know some companies get like NDAs.
Yeah, I had to sign a lot of stuff for Rockstar, so I can't go into too much because it's like a super secretive company.
Yeah.
But after I had the interview, I was listening to Lil Dicky's Professional Rapper the whole way there, which is a song just about a job interview, and it got me psyched up. after the interview. After it, the guy from HR was like,
ask if you want to your head.
No, luckily. But he was like, you know, whatever happens next, like, you should feel proud. Like, it's thousands of people apply for the position, and to even get that far in the interview process, like, was very, very few amounts, right? And then when I got a call like 2 days later, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'd like to extend the position to you." I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" But like, just, you know, I was hyped. And he was like laughing down the phone with me and stuff. And then once I got through all of that, the job was good, it paid really well, prestigious company, made a lot of friends. But I felt like I was getting complacent. And that's like a really big fear of mine. I don't like to be stagnant, and I don't like to be kind of feel like I'm not progressing towards something I really want to do. And like, whilst the work was cool, it wasn't really something I was super passionate about. And I'm quite a binary person in the sense that I have to go all in or not at all. So I decided to hand in my notice at that job, which everyone was like advising me not to do it. Friends, family, colleagues. I was like, I've got to. I need to like try my hand at this. So I did that. And then when I left, I just went straight back into my 3D work, right? Because I couldn't do it at the job because I was working like 40 to 50-hour weeks. And then by the time I get home after you know, testing games all day, I don't really want to look at a screen for even longer. So it was driving me wild. But at that point, I was in like a really like, maybe like 4 months later, I was in like a really deep depression because all the work I was doing just wasn't coming out how I expected it. Because I hold myself in like a really like I
high
hold
expectations.
Yes, yeah, exactly,
yeah, that's
right.
Fine. You want the best of what you're doing. Yeah, I get you.
And it's not even that, like, because I'm my own worst critic. So whenever I don't want to apply to a job if I don't think my portfolio is of that standard, right? Or at least I'm not going to outshine other people who are applying to it. But then I just fell into a loop because you can't apply for the jobs if your portfolio is not done, and I couldn't get my portfolio working, so it was just like real bad. And I was watching a lot of Twitch at the time, and in the like art category, and I stumbled upon some people who were doing 3D art in like ZBrush and stuff, which is similar to what I was doing. And I met this one woman called Maria, who I haven't spoke to in a while, but we're like pretty good friends. And she's like a VFX artist, and she was like helping me with stuff. Like I would ask her questions, and I'd get like live feedback, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then she was like, "Oh, you should start streaming because then we can like help you with your work and stuff." I did it like twice, I think. And I don't know, it was good because I was productive when I was working, because I felt like I had to finish the work on stream. But at the same time, I felt like I couldn't really juggle the work and the chat. Like I didn't know how they did it at the time. It was crazy to me. And then one day I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to stream a game and just chill out. And then, I don't know, like dealing with the depression at the time, it was kind of therapeutic, honestly. Because you could kind of just be there, chill. Like I didn't have any viewers for like a month, I think. The only viewers that I would have would be like IRL friends that came in every once in a while, or like my girlfriend at the time would like come in, but I was trying to play like Twitch integration games with like no one in chat, and it was like real sad shit, right? It was real sad shit. And then out of nowhere, I was playing like Payday 2 at the time, and I just started slowly getting people trickling in, and then after a month got affiliate, and then just kind of didn't look back. Like I'm still doing like my my freelance stuff on the side, but I truly have like a love for streaming. I think it's helped me a lot with the depression. It's helped me a lot with like social anxieties. Like before I started streaming, I wouldn't be able to join a Discord call with people I didn't know. Like for me, it was just unheard of. And then now I'm like just chilling in Discord.
You wouldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but I completely agree with that. I had a bad experience doing that at one point. Just like starting streaming, have random people come in. It's like, yeah, you can join the voice chat, and then they join. It's just like the stuff that they'd say, it's just a little bit over the top and just too much. And you're just like, you
It
just don't feel
wasn't.
comfortable.
It wasn't even that. Like I've had experiences with that on the stream as well. I had a really bad experience where someone came in and was like being racist and shit, and I just
Yeah.
had to I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like he was like nice up until that point, but I have like zero tolerance for that. Like I just get out of here, you know.
Mhm.
But it wasn't even like a fear of people saying shit on stream. It was just I couldn't interact with people on Discord on or off stream if I didn't know them in like a Discord call.
Huh.
And it's come like to the point where we were in Discord last night with like 15 people, and I was just like reveling in it. You know, it was like I don't know. I feel like it's been good for me. It's been like a personal growth thing, as weird as that might seem. But and now we're doing what we're doing. But in answer to the question that you asked, Nuggy, I've never really felt nervous with it.
Never. Okay.
No, if I was in your position where I got hit for like a raid of fucking what was it, like 20,000 people, I'd probably shit my pants there and then. Let's face it.
Mother spaghetti would be made.
But in regards to just just sitting in front of a camera, I tried like YouTube when I was a kid, so I've never really been afraid of
Yeah,
being in
that's
the
right.
camera.
You've had a YouTube channel before. Did the YouTube channel start first before?
Yes, I did
Okay.
YouTube when I was like 19, and then I
Gavin?
didn't start Twitch until last year. But I've been on Twitch for like 6 years, so I've watched people and I've kind of observed how what to do, I guess.
Okay.
I kind
But
of
you
want
didn't.
to. No, say what you say.
You didn't upload. I'm sorry about that. You didn't upload any videos on YouTube, did you? Or were you just watching people? You just created an account, or did you upload stuff
Oh,
at
on
like
on
certain
YouTube
days?
I have vlogs, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I had
Of
vlogs, I had like Pokemon gameplay that I used to do. It's all privatized now, like you can't find it unless
Aw.
I give people access, but
yeah. Okay.
they are
Let
there.
me slide into the.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wanted to touch on like your experience with streaming and like it being therapeutic. I like about a year ago got out of a breakup, and that was like the big resurgence in like me streaming again. I'm like, I'm just like isolating myself, being depressed as fuck too. Like, let me just work on this. Gave myself a project,
Yeah. Like you gotta
Yeah.
stay busy, right?
Yeah. I don't like being like I need to be busy. I need to be doing something. If I'm not doing something, I don't feel productive and I feel like I've wasted my time. Like I have to be doing something.
Time is the most valuable resource.
It really is. It
That
really
and
is.
bees apparently. I don't really know about the environment too much, but man, do we need them.
We need them big time.
Yeah, so you can't not do things, right? I think that's the proper way of wording that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think it is like a mental health thing too, right? Like I don't want to be if I'm stagnant
Oh, you're
or I'm
cutting
like
out a little bit?
my bad.
You don't like being stagnant? No,
If
no worries.
I'm like stagnant and I'm like treading water, I'm like left
Yeah.
alone with my thoughts. Like I can't sit still and not be listening to something, or if I'm like streaming like or whatever, like I can't just be sat there talking. Like my hands have to be doing something. I have to be. I don't want to say entertained, but I have to be. I have to be like productive. Otherwise, it's just uncomfortable for me, I guess.
So, when are you guys gonna face that fear and play Tree Simulator?
Hell no.
I'm down for anything.
I gotta tackle Pogo first.
Oh no, triggered.
Wait,
Speaking
are
of
you
that,
seriously
though,
gonna play it?
congrats on
I
your win too, though.
yeah, GG.
Thank you.
Depending on how long, like how much stuff I get done today, I was actually gonna do like a low key, quiet stream, not tell anyone about it, and just hit up some Pogo, see how I do.
Please do.
check out the VOD if you're listening to it. You're about a week late, but check out the VOD. It's gonna be worth the while. Mans will get tilted. I'm calling it.
I'm all for it. You do that. Then I guess I'll be staying on Pogo until you beat it too then. You are going to beat it if you play it, right? You can't just back out of games.
I mean,
you're not gonna new kid egg game level 2 us, right?
Yeah, I can just be like, yeah, I'll finish it when new kid finishes it. That's been like my trump card.
Did you beat egg game?
No, I got to level 3. Wait, no, I got to final level. Didn't I?
You got to the end of level 2.
Okay.
On stream or off?
On stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he's not playing through level 3 and final level until the new kid beats level 2.
Yeah, because new kid, the motherfucker, I love him, right? But the dude's always in your chat like, "How just do it forehead?" I'm like, right, let me see you do it, and then I'll beat it.
I'm saying egg game pales in comparison to what you just signed up for.
Yeah, egg game's
casual.
Yeah. Pogo's a complete. I mean, you've done getting over it. So you know what that's like.
I've played it. I've not beaten it.
You played it, but you know what it's like.
For sure. But
so
Pogo
think of all
is
the
on
fun of getting
controller,
over
right?
it. Oh, you can play it on keyboard as well. There's no really mouse input.
I'd rather not play on keyboard.
Controller feels good.
Oh, controller's the move.
Okay.
Think of getting over it, but you don't have the safety net of being still. You can't set up. You have to make decisions or set yourself up with another jump to be in a position.
Interesting. Well, you also won't have the Australian developer talking over it the whole fucking time.
No, but you'll have the German developer in your chat. Shout out Super
Love it.
I feel like with Super Coup heavy. Like being a game developer and just chilling with people who are like streaming your games chats, like listening to feedback, actually like if you like hang out with them long enough, like he's been like, hey, can I run a few ideas by you and things like that. That's super chill. If more games started doing that. Also, this isn't a sponsorship, but guys, please check out Pogo Stuck, made by a great developer. Fun game. You get your money's worth. Grind through the rage, and it's super rewarding.
So
I just need to plug that. Like,
no, well needed, well deserved. You know, well deserved. Val and Super Crew, I'd say, they're my favorite combo.
I hate bringing this up every time, but it's just like a dad and their rebellious kid, just like that kind of combo.
Oh man! But
I
do
wanted
wish
to
you
say
good luck.
Zoomer and Boomer.
No, don't say that. I hate them. I hate that so much. Please, who came up with the Zoomer and Boomer? Y'all need to stop it. Stop it now. Oh, like, nope, done.
And if you ever want to trigger Harl, just follow those.
Not going into it.
Such a boomer thing to say.
I tried to stop with the father and son thing, but I was like,
no. But yeah, man. I mean, streaming's fun. I enjoy it, and I kind of want to see how far I can take it. You know, just I feel like it's great. Like the community that we have, grown, and the more it just keeps getting bigger and better. Like.
And I think people are recognizing, like, the communal sense of it as well. I think a lot of stuff on Twitch is, well, I don't want to say a lot, but you see it a lot in like the bigger streamers, I guess, where people are kind of going around like forming like groups or whatever, and like just for the sake of forming a group. Like we haven't really done that, it's just been like an organic thing that's kind of happened on its own.
I think that's how it happens for other people as well. Like you may seem like it may look from the outside like they're trying to form the group, but it probably happens the same way that we're doing it right now. You just kind of you bond a certain connection with people, and you just, you know, it just kind of goes from there. You know, everyone's just hanging out, just having a good time playing games, you know. That's
What I
how,
like about
that's how
what
I
we
kind of see
have
it.
right now is that like we all stream a lot, so it's well, not we. Everyone besides me streams a lot, so we have we have the opportunity to like play together on the app. Like it's that playing together off stream, just having a good time, and just like for the love of friendship and games, just hanging out and playing together is what I really appreciate about the community.
Yeah, I think that's the distinction I would make between other communities versus ours. I can't. I'm not, again, I don't want to like generalize, right? But I can't imagine a bunch of communities are super clicky off stream. I think a lot of our community is the exact same on stream as they are off stream, and that's kind of what's drew me to a lot of the people.
Yeah, there's one. I would say there is another group I do know that is very clicky off stream as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've hung around and also, like, you know, notice, and you know, you observe and when you're with the group, but they're very like clicky, like just hanging out, having a good time, and they're not even streaming, cracking jokes and just playing games and talking trash to each other. Like it's cool. It's good.
You're
vibes.
not friends if you haven't like playfully talked trash about each other.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like you're like, no, that's my best friend. I can never say anything like that. Like if you're so comfortable with someone that you're that close friends, like you can just like tease each other and stuff like that. I'm not saying bully, but like
no bully, please.
You're not friends unless you can talk shit.
Yeah.
Agree.
Or you
completely
can
agree.
Draw someone with a fucking Vegeta level Widow's Peak, you know?
I mean,
so about salt and peppering your food.
Oh my.
Been a crazy day.
It has. I was gonna say, on that note, we should wrap this up. It's been a lot. I think this might be the longest episode we've done so far.
I mean,
has it? I don't think so.
Y'all trying to record an episode from Tucson to Vegas to Tucson?
Oh my, please.
I wouldn't mind. I'm not opposed to anything. You throw something out there, I'll grab it. And I'll try to run with it.
I don't think you know what you're signing up for.
No, I mean, I probably don't, but that's the excitement of it. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, and you just go with it. You know, anything can happen. Boredom, or you know, triggering moments, or greatness. You never know. But I'm down for it.
Thank you for coming on the show, taking time out of your schedule. I know we dipped into a little bit of your designated stream time, but thank you so much for.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's no. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me, being a part of this amazing, you know, platform that you two are putting together, and it's an honor to be like the first guest on this. DudeBroDudes, you know, like this is amazing. Like, thank you guys so much. You guys are truly an inspiration. Like, both of you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, after your photography story, no, you can't say that. We're just paling in comparison. But I'll leave it at that. Okay, you've got some like film script, fucking, you know, comeuppance story, and then we're just like, yeah, you know, we're just two dudes making a podcast. You know, we pale in comparison. But it's what I like about you. You're humble and you're modest. Okay.
Whatever. Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. So. This has been episode 3 of the DudeBroDudes podcast. Featured with, again, the one and only God Harlequin. Harley, where can they find you? On what platforms?
It's okay if I plug into Instagram too?
You plug everything, dude. Plug anything and everything.
Just not personal parts.
You can find me on Twitch, you know, twitch.tv/GawD. Also on Instagram, Kenny Sweeney 411, same as Tumblr, Kenny Sweeney 411. And that's pretty much all I got. Oh, Twitter also same handle as the Twitch. Got Harlequin.
Yeah, I'll have all the links in description.
Yeah, just throw it in there. I mean, throwing all this out.
Also, for those of you who haven't caught it yet, that lovely background photo for our videos provided by the GAWD.
Yeah, thank you again for letting us use that. By the way, I was blown away by your portfolio. Very good.
No, thanks, man. Honestly, if you guys want to like just go through anything you see, just take it. You know, if you need something, I have like some stuff on the back burns as well in archives that, you know, you could probably look at as well and just use it to whatever you want, you know. Full reign on freedom. You guys are good. Thank you. Again, I truly appreciate the opportunity you guys have given me.
Anytime. All right. I've been Gengareth, and Nugget, any closing words?
Yeah, if you guys listening have any questions, comments, want to see Harl again, give us some feedback. Anyone you want to see on the show from our community, maybe even outside, post it on YouTube. Let us know on our Twitter, and we definitely check it out. The questions today, thank you so much for providing them. Hope you had a good time.
That said, we will catch you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Bye.
Magical.